Hey y'all, welcome back to another episode of the Naptime CEO podcast. If this is your first time hearing my voice, hello, how are you? My name is Andy and I'm a serial business owner and mom of two. I'm on the grind to grow a multi-million dollar legacy all while my little ones sleep, and I want you to join me. Don't forget to follow the show here on Instagram and YouTube at Naptime CEO. Also, don't forget to rate the show. It helps way more than you think. In today's episode, I'll be diving into a topic that many new entrepreneurs struggle with: imposter syndrome. If you've ever felt like you're not qualified enough or that you're just faking it until you make it, you're not alone. Let's talk about how to overcome these feelings and step into your power as a business owner. Okay. First of all, I feel like imposter syndrome is one of those buzzwords that mainstream media has latched onto like a leech and abuses and overuses, y'all. I said what I said, okay? Nobody really tells you what it is or how to overcome it, but somehow we're all experiencing it, and yeah. Anyway, in a nutshell, imposter syndrome is that nagging feeling that you're not as competent or capable as others perceive you to be. I remember having my second child and really feeling like I did great with the one, but was I going to do that well with the second one? And I really honestly did not feel like I was a good enough mom to take care of two children. Like that literally was how I felt. Okay. Yeah. All right. So for me, that was my imposter syndrome. I have imposter syndrome sometimes in when I used to do my braid dream stuff, but now your girl knows what she's doing, so I don't worry about it no more. Now, imposter syndrome can show up as self-doubt, fear of being exposed as a fraud, and underestimating your achievements. Like for me, I've been a mom for 9 years, so if I could parent one child for 9 years, I'll be okay with another child. But anyway, as an entrepreneur, especially as a single mom, where we are balancing so many responsibilities, it's so easy for us to feel overwhelmed and question if you're cut out for like the job. Are we meant to do the journey? Am I enough? Right? Let me give y'all some truth. Every successful entrepreneur has felt this way at some point. Okay. Recognizing these feelings is the first step to overcoming them. Okay. So, sis, if you have that feeling that you are just not good enough, that you don't have the skill enough, man, put that to the side. But at least we know that the feelings are there. So let's figure out why entrepreneurs experience imposter syndrome. All right. Now, the number one reason is that a lot of entrepreneurs are stepping into unfamiliar territory. All right. You might be learning new skills, managing finances for the first time, or pitching your business to investors for the first time. The pressure to succeed can magnify your self-doubt. Saying that you're the expert in your field can be a great thing until you realize that you have to be the expert in your field. We're all aware that even with this expertise, there are things that we don't know. So that can cause you to doubt how much you really know, all right, and what you can really do. And it can also make you compare yourself to your peers or your competition, all right? For single moms, the stakes can feel even higher because you're not just building a business, you're building a future for your family. It's important to acknowledge these pressures without telling them, letting them define you, okay? Now, let's get into the meat and potatoes of the episode. How do we overcome imposter syndrome? All right, let's be real. We're all striving to be that girl, okay? That powerful, confident, kick-ass MILF, okay? Who's running this uber successful business or side hustle. I don't know about y'all, but that's what I'm striving to be, okay? So here are some actionable ways to combat imposter syndrome so we can live up to the version of ourselves we dream about. Self-doubt free. First, keep a gratitude journal, all right? And take inventory of what you're grateful for first thing in the morning and in reflection at the end of your day. A big part of imposter syndrome is allowing ourselves to think negatively about how we've amassed our success or how we can do it all right? Gratitude journals help us find the positive in all that muck, all right? Essentially, a gratitude journal will train your brain to focus on the positive aspects of your life and work, like the light chasing away the darkness. Okay, all my fantasy girlies know what I'm talking about. Also, the journal serves as physical evidence of why you deserve your success or are the most qualified and capable to do whatever you're doing. Hence why you can't be the imposter in your story. Okay. When you're feeling like someone else deserves what you have, take a look and see why you are that girl. Okay. And why the universe is seeing fit that you get what you've worked your ass off for. I think we underestimate how hard we work to get where we are. We don't think about that. I used to think a long time ago, I didn't know how I have anything that I have. And then when I reflect on what I've done, right, then I'm like, okay, now it makes sense. All right. A gratitude journal also helps you to reflect on your progress, not just your failures. So we're not so focused on what went wrong to learn lessons from them. We are also looking at what went right. Okay. You have reflected on your failures enough. You have definitely reflected on your failures enough. And that's why you're able to build and grow your business while caring for your children alone. Okay. You took accountability, you made the necessary changes, and you persevered through those failures. Even that deserves some type of gratitude. Like I just said, I used to go through and wonder how I how I have what I have. And it's honestly because I did not give up. It was always going to be this for me, or it was always going to be that for me. Because I persevered through that. Okay. Anyway. Before I move on, the last one, all right, is you have to show yourself some compassion and grace. Okay. Y'all know that one friend that's always got something positive to say. All right. And they ain't gonna let you cry too long before reminding you why you're you. Okay. A gratitude journal is that friend for you. It's a way for you to remind you why you do have, okay, and of your why sometimes, because in business sometimes we have to keep that why really close in mind so that we don't give up. All right. Journaling in general is a safe space for you to express doubts and fears without judgment. But the gratitude journal is the only place that we don't allow any type of negativity. Only gratitude. All right. Other ways of showing gratitude could include tracking your achievements. And then this includes ways other people are grateful for you. So if somebody has told you that you have done a good job or that they couldn't do this without you, those positive reviews, those type of things, you keep those in that gratitude journal as well. You can have an achievement log, saving any positive feedback, or just receiving that compliment or praise will provide some proof that you are who you think you are and that you're deserving. Okay. Check out my Amazon storefront if you're interested in buying a gratitude journal of your own, but you can buy plenty anywhere. The second strategy to overcoming imposter syndrome is your community. All right. I've said this before. Entrepreneurship can feel like being on an island all alone, but it does not have to be. Okay. Surround yourself with other entrepreneurs, mentors, or supportive friends who understand your journey. I know I've said this before, but I don't have a ton of entrepreneur friends. And y'all don't get me started on finding a mentor. Okay, that is tough. But I do have supportive friends. None of them will really understand my journey as a single mom and a business owner. Like I may have some that understand my journey as a single mom. I may have maybe one or two that understand my struggle as a business owner. But when it comes to those two, single mom and business owner, it limits me to like maybe a select one or two. All right. Especially one who is striving to be a business owner and magnate or mogul, if you would. I got on a few apps to connect with other business owners, and pretty soon I'll be going to some networking events to be around people who understand the 9 to 5, then 5 to 9 grind. With these people, you're not always hearing those. Oh, you gotta go on. Oh, with these people, you're not always hearing those. Oh, you got to go work on your little business, or how's your little business doing today? Type of comments and questions. All right. other business owners genuinely want to know, because they might can ease your pain. Let's be so for real, okay? A lot of entrepreneurs are going through some of the same type of struggles, and most of them love helping others. Now, you do have those that are gatekeeping and have a story for later. But for the most part, a lot of us are really open and willing to share. Okay, we're willing to bring you into our world and help you grow. All right. Number 3, challenge negative thoughts. Let me warn y'all. We'll spend some time here, because along with your gratitude journal, that is meant to train your brain to see the silver lining. Challenging negative thoughts is an exercise in producing positive thinking. All right. Depending on how you want to handle it or where you are, you can write them down so that you can acknowledge them, kind of keep track of them. All right. You might even see some patterns to help you avoid these negative thoughts in the future. Okay. Now, you want to question those thoughts. All right. Challenge why they exist in the first place. What evidence is there that proves the thought wrong? Have you recently been praised, met a milestone, received a positive review or feedback? It's also important to decide whether the thought is based in fact or feeling. Is it a fact that you suck at life? And then, like, what evidence proves that? Or are you feeling like that today because, well, today was just a shitty day? You're just not in the mood, or at the moment, you're seriously going through it. Okay, so you want to be able to decipher the two. Nobody truly really sucks at life, right? We're doing what we're meant to do. All right. Getting to the root of these feelings is key to changing your thinking. Now, replace the negative thoughts with realistic and positive thinking. For example, change thoughts like, if the house isn't perfect and my business isn't a massive success, I failed at both. All right. To, I'm doing my best with what I have. Perfection is a myth. Okay. I have happy children. They're thriving. I'm happy. I'm present. Even though I'm not perfect, and my business is growing and helping others. Okay. We don't want to think negative. We want to reverse those thoughts. All right. Next, and we all should know this, you don't need to know everything about everything, even in your industry, right? But you have to be open to learning and growing. Y'all know I teach, and one thing I hate is a teacher that thinks they know everything because they've been teaching for 10,000 years. Times change, okay? Policies and procedures evolve, and the skill might shift. It's important that as a business owner, you do too, okay? Keeping abreast and in the know will help ease those feelings of, I'm not supposed to be here, or I don't know enough, or whatever the case may be, all right? Keep an open mind when it comes to what and how much you know about your business, your industry, and where you fit in all that, and how you intend to contribute. This eases the pressure because you're always cognizant of your place while leaving space to grow and build your bigger entity. Okay. Lastly, to address negative thoughts, use positive affirmations to counteract negative self-talk. There are hosts of affirmation posts and books that could help you through whatever imposter syndrome feelings, all right, and thoughts that you're having. Okay. Telling yourself that you're capable of running a successful business and being a great mom instead of that you suck at both, or that one will suffer at the expense of the other, because if you know, you know, will lighten your mood and give you motivation to keep going. Okay? We're done with negative talk. Let's move on. All right. The last way to combat imposter syndrome is to shift your mindset. Show yourself compassion instead of shame, grace instead of judgment, and forgiveness instead of penalty. Okay? Take advantage of some type of goal-setting technique and embrace a growth mindset. Understand that you've worked hard and have been diligent and dedicated and will continue to be so. Okay? These are traits that have brought you much success and not necessarily luck. So that means you can't be a fraud. All right. That is it for me today. To recap, we're addressing imposter syndrome by keeping some type of gratitude journal, both what we're grateful for and how others are grateful for us, building a community of like-minded people. And we should be doing this anyway. Okay. I don't care. We should all have entrepreneurs in our pocket or other entrepreneur friends in our pocket. All right. Challenging negative thoughts and keeping an open and growth focused mindset that allows us to make mistakes, learn, and receive ourselves in a positive way, not one that fosters you're not enough energy. Okay. Remember that feeling like an imposter doesn't mean that you're incapable, and it's actually pretty normal. Imagine stepping into something for the first time and then feeling like you know everything and you're at the top of the top. Where else? How much greater can you get? I digress. Now, it does mean that you're pushing yourself out of your comfort zone, which we talked about is a good thing. And that's where growth happens. Keep showing up for yourself, your littles, and your dreams. All right. Thank you for tuning into another episode of Naptime CEO. If this episode resonated with you, please subscribe, leave a review, and share it with another mompreneur who might be going through their own imposter syndrome battle. Keep your head high and your patience in abundance. Until next time, bye.